Hello, girl family. I'm sitting across from the house. I do this sometimes to ground myself, to remind myself of the vision that Father has given me. See, I'm at another trial or tribulation, depends on which you want to call it. I'm in service and I'm a private aide, and you have to wait for cases to come. Unfortunately, the last few cases I've waited 2 weeks for, which means I have no money. I've had a small case that's been consistent. Gives me about $60 a week. I've tried for some other jobs, but of course, it takes time with interviews. And I'm realizing this is just where Father has me. Father's working on my faith, possibly to be out in the world. But it's another trial and tribulation today. Last night I went through heavy suffering, third eye attacks from darkness, making sure that I can never get to my house, to my wife, to you. Am I getting to you yet? See, here's the thing. You can have anxiety, you can have shakes, which I've had. I'm in a position that I know a contract with Selena Gomez is over. It was our trials out in the world. Now you can believe it or not, but soul contracts are real on the earth. And I've known her all my life. It does not matter just because she's popular or famous. They're real people that are popular and famous. Don't think they're untouchable. They're just like you and I. And I'll be there someday. So don't forget when I'm out there. I'm just like you. I've had my trials and tribulations. Just because you become famous doesn't mean you're not human. Doesn't mean anything other than you are blessed. Because you tried your hardest with your heart, and Father blessed it, and put you on a platform for others to see His glory. See, today I'm waiting on some cases, and right now I have none. So I'm at a standstill. I don't know where my money's going to come from. I had to just have enough money to put gas in the car so that I can get to other cases, so that I can get paid. I've had this happen more than once. I've had jobs that are very small, have tons of toxicity in them, and that I've had to stand up to my bosses for it. Here's an idea for you. Just in service alone, you go through many things and you see a lot of suffering. The suffering that I have seen, Father has shown me the undercurrent of our lives. See, I was taking care of some elderly patients, and I realized that those that were taking care of them were not honoring me. And I also realized that the patient itself was not honoring me. So I let that case go. I'm not here on earth for those that want to abuse me and take from me. I'm here for you, to give you light, to give you love, but to remind you to always respect one another. Now, my contract has ended and my entire life has just collapsed. My contract with my ex-husband has collapsed. We went through a divorce, it is over. Father has shown me in the sky that everything is over with them. My new contract with my wife is about to begin, of which all of you will see in the world. See, we're divine counterparts. We're meant to find one another. I'm meant to center and ground myself through this trial and this tribulation. Don't get me wrong, I'm human. I have fears and doubts, but I always give them to the Lord. I have shakes, I have anxiety. My doctor asks me about them all the time, and I tell him. I ground myself in Mother Earth. I meditate. I take salt baths. I make sure that my affirmations are on high to the Lord. I'm not talking about just preaching to yourself. I'm talking about true divinity within your heart that you can see of yourself. Because if you don't do affirmations that way, they have no power. You have to understand that you are worth it. God puts you in situations and keeps you there because He's at work with you. He's doing a work in you. Now understand, it's either to get my patience even deeper or my gratitude even deeper. Which do you think is going on? I love you all dearly, but I will not put up with disrespect. You will see me out in the world with my wife, who I extremely respect. This journey was not easy. So when you see me out in the public life, you have to remember the journey before you got there. When you walk and see people out in the public eye and you think they have it all together, I'll give you an example. Many people have went after Justin Bieber because they said he was young and talented and could have anything he wanted and was irresponsible with girls. Do you realize he's going through his trials and tribulations as well? His face is paralyzed. That is no small thing to handle. But understand he's a man, and he's big enough to handle you and that. And he also went through that his wife had a stroke, a mini stroke. Now when all of you are out there judging public life, do you realize you're judging yourself? Because you don't think you can have it. They're out in the world, so you want to take them down. What's going to happen when you're out in the world? Are people going to take you down? Or are you going to stand up? Because see, that's what Father wants you to do. Father wants you to stand up for Him. Stand up for you. Just like He did on the cross. Peace and blessings are coming my way.